Ladies and gentlemen, AOC is calling Trump voters racist. That's very interesting. The Democratic Party in 2016 cheated, and you'll never get AOC or anyone else to talk about Bernie Sanders being cheated. They'll talk about Russia informing the country through an alleged email, DNC email hack, which, by the way, the ODNI and DHS reports state they're only confident occurred. But AOC will say, well, she'll never say Bernie Sanders was cheated. She'll say that Russia informed the country of the DNC emails, which forced Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign in disgrace because she cheated Bernie Sanders. So, but anyway, you will get the same type of, Trump voters are racist. You'll hear the clip from AOC. I wasn't even going to do this segment, but it's so nauseating. Obama slams smear photo. This is February 25th, 2008. Obama campaign manager David Plouffe accused the Clinton campaign Monday of shameful, offensive fear-mongering by circulating a photo as an attempted smear. Plouffe was reacting to a banner headline. Okay, so the photo taken in 2006 shows the Democratic frontrunner dressed as a Somali elder. So this is a photo of President Obama in African attire that President Obama's campaign stated Clinton spread as a smear. This is an article by Mike Allen, February 25th, 2008. Now, we can talk about Hillary Clinton referring to black youth as super predators. We could talk about Clinton spreading a photo of Obama in African attire. Yeah, it was wrong when President Trump spread the birther myth. Yeah, it was also wrong when Clinton spread the birther myth, and she did a lot more. She did a lot more than that. She used a 3 a.m. ad that was a dog whistle or subliminal message painting President Obama as somebody breaking into a house with kids. This is the 3 a.m. ad. You want Hillary to answer at 3 a.m.? So that's just... then you have Clinton, and it's not whataboutism, it is you're judging based on a pedestal of verbal, you're judging from the vantage point, a platform, where you think you're morally superior. AOC is not morally superior. She's working for a Democratic Party that actively sabotaged the campaign of Bernie Sanders, the guy who inspired AOC and other progressives. And then she's actively promoting a Democratic Party that once had no problem with mass incarceration. In fact, Kamala Harris continuing those types of policies by threatening parents if their kids are truant for truancy, threatening to convict parents, or convicting 1,300, 1,400 people on marijuana violations. Which is what Tulsi Gabbard completely submarined Harris's campaign. But let's just listen to this. It's so upsetting and nauseating, and it's just so tiring to hear. 62 million people. 62,984 people. 63 million people, let's say, voted for Trump. They're not racist. There wasn't a core of racist people. They were people who couldn't stand Clinton, who's running again. And there are people who can't stand the fact that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And there are people who want American soldiers to be brought home. There are people who don't like Democratic Party foreign policy. There are people who don't want a Green New Deal that is just going to tank the economy instantly. And I write in my Federalist article, would decimate indigenous communities around the planet. The mining of cobalt, most of the world's cobalt is found in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Don't tell AOC that. She has no clue how electric car vehicle batteries run. Her Green New Deal would rely on 100% electric car vehicles. Those batteries are not green at all, and they rely on the mining of nickel, cobalt, lithium. These cause tremendous pollution, environmental damage, political mayhem, all of this. This result from the quest for a green vehicle. Not green at all, okay? Just the mining alone makes it very dangerous to the planet, the electric car vehicles. But anyway, and nobody cares about the indigenous communities that mine electric car vehicles as long as they feel good and they just focus on climate change, which, and by the way, initially, they're not green at all. Carbon footprint is a lot higher, but anyway, than a regular car. But 62,984,828 people. He was outspent 2-1. She won 65,853,514 people. She outspent him 1.2 billion to 600 million. I haven't even gotten, by the way, to all the hypocrites in the Democratic Party like AOC who state that, well, there's a racist Trump supporters. Number one, Trump never said both sides were equal. He never, ever said there were good, fine people who were the Tiki Torch people. He never said that. He condemned racism and bigotry 3 times. After that fateful day, the left is completely, not only a bunch of hypocrites, but they don't care. They utilize the suffering of black voters. They utilize the suffering of Jewish voters. They utilize suffering in general. And they hide behind, semantics. Oh, well, Trump said invasion. Oh, my God. Well, President Obama deported 3 million human beings. His administration handed children to traffickers. That was a Senate report. So this is a lot of things that was in the U.S. Senate, okay? Orphaned by deportation. Families were separated under President Obama's administration. They even circulated photos of the cages. Yeah, that was under President Obama. And he utilized ICE without any type of pushback from the left. But here you have the most knowledgeable person of our time, AOC, who doesn't know what a trash compactor is. But we have to listen to AOC. So let's listen.
Trump becomes president, and there's this debate about, are Trump voters racist? And clearly, you see the rallies, you see some of the stuff online.
Clearly what? So the guy who is interviewing her, clearly you see the rallies. Well, okay. He never said send them back, number one. He never tweeted send them back. That literally never was part of what he wrote. He wrote that come back, go and then come back, and once you fix your societies, tell us how it's done. Okay? And it didn't even make sense because only one person of the 4 he was referring to was born out of the country. It was a political statement. They said, oh, he meant send them back. The people who were yelling that at the Trump rally, that was a crude reaction. That was not like, President Obama's administration deporting 3 million immigrants, which I don't know. Is that example of racism, or is he just, a great saint, a wonderful liberal icon, Obama, who was called the deporter in chief? Which one is it? Which is worse? The people at the rally stating that, and that was more of an ironic, sarcastic type of trolling of the media, because Trump never said that. Now, were there people who probably felt, these people should go back to their countries and fix things or whatever? Possibly, but it's like you have Democrats who do worse, and they're given a free pass. President Obama drank Flint water in a shameful publicity stunt. So which is worse, a Trump rally or President Obama drinking Flint water and saying it's safe for children to drink? It's a shameful publicity stunt that Trump could never have gotten away with because he would have been a nationalist and a supremacist. But when Obama does it, people like AOC don't say anything. So then you get this nauseating type of, we're so much better. You're going to lose again. And Clinton is going to be the nominee again because the Democratic Party doesn't exist. So here, let's just fast forward. It's so nauseating.
It's how it's used, because like all winning political phenomena, whether they're good or bad.
Yes, tell us more, AOC. You're such a sage. You're so intelligent. You don't even know what a garbage compactor is, or a trash compactor, or whatever. Garbage disposal. Okay? You think that there could have been 110,000 direct and indirect jobs from the initial 25,000 in Amazon, but you were so smart and you stuck it to the system, and now there aren't those tens of thousands of jobs in your district. What else? The Green New Deal, the AFL-CIO is against. Okay? So in every way, shape, and form, AOC and the progressives in Congress are undermining the Democratic Party beyond belief, which is fantastic. Even Pelosi was like, please quiet down. Then AOC is like, well, why are you picking on people, women of a certain background? they always fall back to that. It's like so nauseating. But let's continue.
Opinion, they rely on coalition building.
No, actually, that's not the case, AOC. You want to know what happened? It was actually because Bernie Sanders was cheated, and also Clinton is a walking criminal that had top secret and special access program intelligence on servers outside of the United States government, AOC. You're a really intelligent, awesome, amazing person. Everyone should listen to you. You are single-handedly running the Democratic Party into the ground, which is a beautiful thing. And even Pelosi's like, please don't speak anymore. And by the way, AOC, where's the $1 million that was funneled from you and your campaign chief that's no longer there from Justice Democrats into two LLCs? Where's the $1 million there? You're an amazing, wonderful, incredibly intelligent, wise soul. We should all listen to you forever. The average Trump voter was initially wanted Americans brought home a different foreign policy from the neoconservative Clinton foreign policy. Trump is not an interventionist. Democrats are. Trump doesn't care about political correctness. Democrats pretend they do. Trump is the antithesis of the Democratic Party, which most people despise. Those are three reasons why people voted for Trump in 2016, in addition to the fact that Democrats cheated their own candidate. So all of your alleged value system is the antithesis of what Democrats really want, because they cheated Bernie Sanders. And then they blamed Russia. And they thrust the country into a new Cold War. So the rallies, they're like, oh my God, the epitome of hate. We have two Democratic operatives stepping back after video. Two Democratic operatives stepping back after video. Dem operatives stepping back after video suggests group incited violence at rallies. So this is CNN. You had two Democratic operatives who incited violence in Trump rallies, and then the beginning of this is like, oh well, look at the rallies. He never said send them back. And when the people were chanting that, it was a crude type of thing, but it was more trolling the media than anything else. The average Trump voter is not racist. They didn't have to have a coalition of racists. There's not enough hardcore racists in the country to swing an election. That's just a fact. People do not see race. Most people don't see race. Most people don't see race in everything they do. And that's just a fact. Generally, people are good people. Generally. Of course you're going to find racists. You know who's anti-Semitic? One of the wonderful Congresswomen who said, may God wake up to the evils of one country. Gee, why are you singling out the Jewish state? Gee, I wonder why.
So Trump relied on a coalition, and a core part of that coalition were racists.
No, they weren't, because they didn't call black youth super predators who must be brought to heel. That was Hillary Clinton. That's the person you will back eventually, because you're a Democrat. He didn't say that Mahatma Gandhi was a gas station owner. Oh, here. Clinton apologizes for Gandhi remark. Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton has apologized for joking that Mahatma Gandhi used to run a gas station attendant here, saying it was a lame attempt at humor. January 2004. Oh, it's okay. It's Hillary. It's okay, 3 a.m. ad, that racist joke, spreading a photo of Obama that Obama's administration claimed was a smear. She can get away with anything. Mass incarceration. Trump, he's a really bad racist because he signed the First Step Act. There's record low black and Latino unemployment. There are economic opportunity zones. But because he tweets something, he didn't even tweet the word send them back. He did not even tweet, and he was talking about, when he said rodents are infesting, you're talking about rodents and mice that spread disease, that live in filth, and human beings should not live with that. Democrats are like, no, don't say that. Human beings have every right to live with rodents. They're actually justifying poverty and systemic poverty that Democrats preside over. So there wasn't a I know people who were like, yeah, all the racists came out. No, they didn't. Okay, Wisconsin is not full of racists. They went for Trump. You're not talking about, you can't, this is the reason they will lose again, and the Democratic Party is going to absolutely, positively implode. Absolutely implode. Absolutely implode. Because they are so duplicitous and disingenuous, and they destroyed a country. By the way, what president destroyed an African nation? Oh, that's right, President Obama. in Libya and Clinton. But you'll never get AOC to talk about that because she doesn't talk about foreign policy. She doesn't know anything. She even said, well, I don't really know much about, what's happening in the Middle East. She even said that.
Yeah.
Building a coalition with all sorts of other people.
No, that's what the Democrats do because there are factions that absolutely despise one another. Republicans, there is no real coalition. Like, generally, conservatives want tax cuts. They've always wanted a wall. They want immigration enforced, which is what Obama did, 3 million separate occasions with human beings. So, I mean, it's like, what moral foundation do you have to stand on? That's why nobody would ever debate me on the left, because I can just easily defeat them on every single argument. They'd rather just say, oh, he was a Bernie supporter, and he went to Trump, and he was so horrible, and he was a grifter. And I was like, I'm not a grifter. No. If I grifted, I would say that Trump worked with Russia. It's far more lucrative than saying, yeah, President Trump is actually a very good president. He wants to bring Americans home, unlike Clinton, who would have sent more Americans. She was part of the surge. President Trump wants to bring Americans home from Afghanistan. He stated that he was the first president to step foot in North Korea. But again, coalition of racists. No, there wasn't a coalition of racists. There was no, when he said that some people are committing crimes, he didn't say that all immigrants were. They take and they twist and they completely mangle and then when it's a certain congresswoman, I can't even say her name because of the algorithm actually. It's, let's look at the context, and you can't sensationalize because, their lives are at stake. Well, what about the president's life, AOC? Ever thought of the president's life? What kind of, or what about the lives of just good, honest, 63 million Americans who voted for Trump? He'll get more than 63 million Americans because people despise you, not because of who you are and your background. There are Latinos who cannot stand you. There are Latino Trump supporters, there are Latino conservatives, there are Latino independents, and there are Latino progressives who cannot stand you. And it has nothing to do with your background. It has to do with what you say, the things you claim. The fact that there could have been a lot more tens of thousands of jobs now in your district. Oh, what about the taxes? Well, it's like, what about the economic growth? People actually benefiting. Well, they would have brought in people from Amazon. Well, still, what about the food trucks, the people who, dry cleaners, the union jobs? I mean, all of these things are lost upon the Medicare for all, man. Well, where's the Medicare for all bill? Why isn't AOC pushing a Medicare for all bill? But the same thing. Look, they started in 2015 with the same allegation. Trump is racist. It doesn't work. Because Democrats are even more racist. Trump does not see race. He brings up the fact that there are criminals that came into the country. Okay? Now, I have friends who are dreamers. If you ask my friends who are dreamers, or anyone is, yeah, that's true. Sometimes bad people come in. Okay? He wasn't demonizing and vilifying all immigrants. The media had to completely take that out of context and make that the central theme, and oh my God, he's a demagogue. That is not what he said in aggregate. That is not even the context of what he was talking about. Because he said, yeah, there are wonderful people who do come in as well. Not all are, horrible criminals. Okay? And so, but you're missing all of that. Then it's abolish ICE, but how come there was no abolish ICE under President Obama? Because you're hypocrites. 63 million people are not racist in this country. Okay? Americans don't look at race first and foremost. It's the identity politics crowd. They talk a big game and then they vote for Clinton. The same person who presided over mass incarceration, who had policies that hurt people of color, and President Trump's policies help people of color. First Step Act, record low Black and Latino unemployment, and then, oh my God, he's the embodiment of hate and he's a demagogue. There's a whole bunch of other reasons why Trump won also. Just being anything other than Clinton, you're going to vote for that person. And Clinton's going to not only run again, she'll be the 2020 Democratic nominee. And then you'll get all the people who talked about racism. Suddenly they'll just be like, well, she's reformed. She's a reformed racist. It's okay. Meanwhile, there are Black, Latino, Asian, Jewish, all different people who are voting for President Trump. I am definitely voting for Trump for a whole bunch of reasons. You can add on the statements made by these progressive, wonderful candidates about the Jewish state. Okay, Israel. If I were to say, well, why are you picking on the only state of a particular religion? I guess you hate all people of that religion. That's the same mentality. Give me your thoughts below. The things that Clinton has said, the Democrats have done in terms of policies, President Obama drinking Flint water, President Obama allowing Standing Rock to take place, Native Americans getting brutalized. If that took place under Trump's administration, oh my, could you imagine? But it's under Trump, so it's okay. And then we have to hear, sorry, it's so nauseating.
That could be susceptible to racist views.
Really? You mean like mass incarceration, or maybe Clinton's foreign policy and Obama's foreign policy of destroying a country? Or maybe drinking Flint water like Obama did to say it was safe? Or maybe Standing Rock just a couple years ago and just allowing Native Americans to be brutalized under Obama's administration. Not like you were saying anything there. Gee, I wonder, where are your past tweets, AOC? Where is your past advocacy or activism? How do we know? What were your political leanings before Justice Democrats allegedly funneled $1 million into 2 LLCs to circumvent FEC laws, which is what 3 FEC chairmen stated you should be criminally investigated. But let's continue.
If they were blanketed and layered and made people feel good about it not being a racist thing.
Right.
And so there are a lot of people who support Trump that genuinely don't believe that they are racist.
Oh, gee, that's so nice of you. You have the power to exonerate and condemn people. Why? Because no reason. This is a Washington Examiner article. Racists were a key part of Trump's coalition. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. The biggest racists are the Democrats, who not only destroy countries with their foreign policy, like actually destroy countries with NATO and failed NATO interventions, but who drink Flint water, who preside over Standing Rock, who spread photos of Obama in African attire, utilize racism. Oh, and bringing up the assassination of RFK while competing against the first African American president. The biggest racists are the people who ignore the racism on their side, which is far overshadows anything Trump has said or done. And the things he's done are the antithesis of racism. Give me your thoughts below. This is just so annoying. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. Thank you.